know this. You know this. Oh yeah, I see you, Cynthia. Okay, you popping, you got it popping. All right, sit down though. Sit down. Welcome. This is Words with Ali, and I'm your host, Ali Seavright. And this week's episode, I'm going to touch upon something I alluded to in the first episode. I'm going to say some words on dating, but more specifically, getting catfished. Now, with dating, you're putting yourself out there. You're showing yourself to someone and hoping that they accept you. And, sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. And I'm going to give you at least some of the accounts of the times it didn't work out for me. And let's start off with the first one. I'm changing all the names for obvious reasons. So this first catfish, her name was Patricia, and she was how do you say it? Not a hippie, but very environment focused, and that was appealing. And I thought like, hey, we could vibe on many different things. I like gardening and growing my own food, and she thought that was interesting and pretty cool, and we vibed on that for a bit, and it came down to like, okay, let's meet up, and then like we met first of all off of Tinder. I liked her photos and whatnot, so I'm like, oh yeah, let's see what's good, let's see what's happening, let's see, throw some words out there. So I'm like, yeah, what's you doing lately? Let me see what's talk about that thing, and do that thing, you know what I'm saying? And we ended up meeting up at a park in Toronto, and yeah, we're chilling there, we're vibing, talking. I was slanging some jokes, cause me, I'm the funny man, and like, man, just like making her laugh and shit. It's a great time, just blessed. But like, we were there for a few hours, and I'm like, yo, I'm getting kind of hungry. And I asked her, say, hey, are you down to eat something? And she's like, oh yes, I'm actually quite hungry myself as well. And I'm like, oh shit, all right, I know the best spot. And like, I should have said what I was talking about eating, first of all, because she didn't disclose to me that she was not only vegan, but a devout vegan. Now, that's something like you bring up, is like, hey, I'm a vegan. What kind of food are you trying to bring me to? Because, like, she should have known. Mans are out here, we're going to eat, like fish and chips or some shit. Get some pizza. And like where we were situated, it was walking distance to one of my favorite pizza places. And I was finna get us, a couple slices, some drinks, and like, vibe out there and like just like relax and eat some good food, cause it's delicious. Now, as we approach said establishment for pizza, she starts asking me, like, what kind of food are we gonna get? I said, oh, this place, they got the best slices in town, and like they got this like garlic oil with parsley and shit in it. You could like you can like douse it on your slice of pizza, and you fucking just make it extra greasy. And like, and I had this smile on my face while I was saying it and salivating at the same time. And like, I just like got caught up in the moment just describing this pizza. And then she gives me this fucking scowl. It's like, I didn't know we're going to eat pizza. And like in that moment, I noticed her demeanor completely changed. She was all nice and chill and jokey. And then she turned like into like this grumpy, mean, just violent, just angry person. And I was like, bruh, it's like, we don't have to eat pizza. Like, what do you want to eat? And she's like, I thought you were vegetarian. I'm like, when the fuck did I say I was a vegetarian? First of all, I would not lie like that. That is that ain't me. If you thought I was a vegetarian, you looking at the wrong body type, cause that ain't me. I ain't built like a vegetarian. I like vegetables. I love them, but I ain't a strict devout vegetarian. And then she's getting upset and like fucking listing off all these things like, oh yeah, cows and they did the fucking impregnate the cows and they kill the calves in front of the mothers. And I'm like, bruh, I don't need to hear like all of this right now. I'm gonna get me a slice and then we can look for some vegan food for you and then we could proceed from there. And like I went in, I left her outside. I went in because it's my favorite pizza. It's my favorite pizza. I'm sorry. Food over everything, yo. Like so I go in, I get my slice, douse it in that garlic shit, and I'm like smiling, I got my soda and shit. I come outside, she's fucking angrier. And she's looking at me with like this look of disgust and hatred. I'm like, bruh, like how you gonna be this mad at me and you didn't even divulge the most important information about yourself, that you're a devout vegan, all this shit. Cause like I wouldn't have fucked with you from jump if you said that. From jump, I would have been gone. I was like, hey yo, Deuce, I ain't trying to deal with none of this headache right now. I love food. I love food in all forms that it comes in, strange, greasy, everything. So like for me to deny myself this delicious slice of pizza would have been sacrilege. And what made it worse is that as I'm about to take this sumptuous bite out of this and I tell you, freshly made pizza, she had the wherewithal and the gumption to fucking slap that shit out my hand and onto the ground. And now I'm thinking some thoughts. They're not pleasant thoughts, and I won't divulge those thoughts, but let me just say it would have been a different situation if I was a woman. Let me just say that. It was a fresh hot slice of pizza and it went pizza side down. So I couldn't even salvage it. I flipped it over and give me a second. I flipped over the slice. There's a cigarette butt, some gravel, unknown hair, and just all sorts of other nastiness on this slice. And I fucking wept. I wept. I was distraught. I was inconsolable. And I looked at her like she just killed my child. It's like, how could you do this? After all the good times we shared this day? We were talking for hours. No breaking the conversation, just vibing. And to this? Over a slice of pizza? Nah. I told her she better kick rocks before, you know what I'm saying? That was the most disrespectful shit. And yeah, since that day, I never talked to her again. I never messaged her. I just like, you go live your life. Do you? But you ain't messing up my pizza dreams again. I went back in there and got myself another slice. And I ate it inside. I didn't even bother to go outside to say bye. I was like, yo, I'm done. Goodbye. And like since then, like I always try to find out if whoever I'm trying to date likes pizza. And like if they don't, I just cut it off there. Cause like I'm okay if you're vegan. There's vegan pizza. If you don't fuck with pizza in general, I don't fuck with you. Just straight up. You don't fuck with pizza? Like, all right, cool. Deuce. I'm out. I'm out this bitch. Out of here. And for me, that was a perfect example of someone catfishing their values. Because I'm sure she probably put in her profile before that she was a vegan and she only dates like people that are vegetarian or vegan. And like she probably didn't get like a lot of, traction or results from that. So I guess she removed it, and then I show up, my pizza loving ass, being all, hey, I like shit too. You like shit? Yeah, okay, let's hang out. Yeah, we talk about environment shit, growing shit, and like permaculture. Like, yo, that's some dope shit, yo. And like that resulted in me hating someone that I didn't fully know because they chose violence over, at least offering some critical thinking, and education. But it all came down to that we shared different values, and there was no bridge to gap that. And so that resulted in me being upset and getting more pizza and her being lonely. And that was that. And so now, another time I got catfished. This was through Tinder as well. And Tinder needs to shape up. Let me just say that. Tinder needs to really shape up because they need to verify that these people are who they say they are. And so like people like me that are gullible and naive don't get put into terrible situations. So yeah, this time I was struck by the classic catfish. She had amazing beautiful photos of herself. She was wearing a cheerleading outfit, and like mans were just sprung off of that. So obviously I sent out, message, it's like, oh yeah, you little bit of talk, a little bit. I was like, hey, would you be down to catch a movie with me? And she was like, yes, I'm so down. What time? When? I like give her the time and date. And I told her, like, hey, I'll meet you in front of the theater in the mall, and we could go in together. And I thought that'd be cute. We just hold hands, walk in, get popcorn and shit. Just be all, cute and shit. And yeah. So we set the date. I'm getting ready. I'm feeling all shit. And she's sending me a message. I didn't read the message. I probably should have read the message. I leave. This is some years ago. So mans were taking the bus back then. And hop on the bus, get to the mall, and make my way to the front and the entrance, and I'm just chilling there. Just pop a squat on the bench, just waiting. And I hear someone calling my name in the distance. Allie! Allie! So like I stand up and I'm looking around, and oof. That's literally the first sound I make. This I can't even, like, cuz I'm a big dude myself. But she was bigger than me. She was, like Willy Wonka, when the girl ate like that candy, then and she got to like the blueberry part, and like she started ballooning up and shit. Like she looked like that, and but she wasn't blue though. And I didn't handle that the best way I could have. I definitely could have handled that with a lot more sensitivity and understanding and care in that moment. What I did do was turn around and sprint out of that fucking mall. Sprint. Not run, not jog, not walk briskly. I motherfucking sprinted. And this was, at this time, it was crowded. This was a busy mall. It was busy. There's people everywhere. I'm just weaving. I was gone. I was fucking gone. And I can still hear her yelling my name. Allie, where are you going? I'm gone. That's where I'm going. And the thing is, you have to go through the mall to get to the bus. So I ran down the road, and then I ran up another road to get to another fucking corner. That's how far I dipped so fucking quick. You could see the skid marks on the fucking ground from my sneakers. Man's just Scooby-Dooed the fuck out that situation. And the thing is, if I just checked my phone before I left, because I wasn't even waiting that long. Like, I was like, bruh, she sent me a message saying like, hey, I don't exactly look like my photos. I hope that's okay. I would have stayed the fuck home. I would have never left. I would have like, all right, bet. I'ma just chill at home, yo. You know? that was so rough. But like, I did eventually message her and like talk to her about the situation. Cause like, there's no way I could have left it at that. There's no way. Cause that would have been terrible, and I felt bad. I'm like, man, like she probably like super embarrassed, and like, I understand how it feels to like put yourself out there as yourself and no one wants you. Like, I understand that, but like, at the same, you gotta give people a chance to like you. And like, she looked nothing like them photos, bruh. Nothing. But it turns out it was her from like years ago, and she just had like a lot of like health issues, and went through depression, and like, yeah, just like, just lost her way a bit. And it sucks. It sucks. And like, I hope she's doing better now. I haven't talked to her since. I tried to keep in touch a little bit, but there's no recovering from sprinting out of a mall full speed. And like, bruh, I was doing spin moves on like strangers. I cannot reiterate how fast I was running. I could hear the wind whistling. That's how fast I was going. I was like, damn. If I ran this fast in school, my life would have been different. I could have been a track star. Like, he's a runner, he's a track star, he gonna win. But yeah, that was that time. And I guess another I guess similar catfish that I faced. She didn't even hide who she was. She put herself in her I guess profile in a way. Um, this is Tinder again. Tinder shape up. So she posted it like she had a bunch of group photos, and I assumed I was talking to the girl that was in the middle of all of these. Cause like, in these group photos is this one girl that stuck out right in the middle, and had a whole bunch of fringe friends around her. She was in the middle. So I'm assuming if you're posting yourself, you're gonna post the ones where you're in the middle, right? That makes sense. Cause why would you post all these photos where you're like barely visible in like six different photos? Like, that don't make sense, does it? But this was the situation. Now, this girl, let's call her Tracy. Tracy, don't get me wrong, she didn't look bad. She was beautiful too, but like, I had in my head that I'm talking to the middle girl, and I had vibes for the one in the middle, and that's who I assumed I'd be meeting. And she had this idea that like, hey, I want to go on a date with you, but like, is it cool if I bring my friend? Like, if you could find someone to do like a double date. And I'm like, oh shit, I haven't done one of those in a bit. I'm like, yeah, I'm down. I'll find, yeah, that's one of my boys. And I'm like, I didn't have nobody. Like, the two people I thought of like as go to, they weren't near me. So I'm like, fuck. Like, one's on the other side of the country, one's on a boat somewhere, and like, I was like, those my boys, those are my go to. So I'm like, all right, let me just try to finagle just me. I was like, hey, it's just gonna be me on this double date. So I hope it's enough of me for both of y'all. um, and yeah, I go to the restaurant. This was a decent restaurant. And mind you, I didn't tell her that I didn't bring anybody. I just said like, hey, they canceled on me last minute, so I guess it's just the three of us. And I'm talking to the girl that I assumed was her, but was really the her friend. And like, I'm going to hug her. I was like, hey Tracy, like, I really like talking to you. And she's like, I'm not Tracy. And I'm like, what? Who? What? You're Tracy. Like, you're in all the photos. You're right in the middle. And I even showed the profile. I was like, this you? And she's like, yeah, that's me, but I'm not Tracy. I'm Roberta. Um, I don't know why you thought I was Tracy. I'm like, bruh, You're in the middle of all these fucking photos. How would I not think you're Tracy? And literally one of the photos, Tracy wasn't even really in it. It's like part of her head was like cut off, and she's like way off to the left. I'm like, bruh, how you gonna say this is you? It was craziness. And so like literally the whole night, I'm just like awkwardly just like trying to hold a conversation, and I'm like low key upset. I'm just like, bruh, like you know what you did. And her friend she was a good friend because she wasn't trying to agree with me, even though it was very clear from me showing her the profile. They probably made it together. I was like, oh, just use me like as like the focus, and like, give me like a bunch of more guys and shit, and like, it's like, yeah, no one care. Like once they meet you and understand who you are, like they'll fucking like you and all that shit, like that, blah blah blah, 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 blah. And like, man, that didn't go down. I was cheese. I was just like low key cheese. I'm trying to eat my fucking biscuits and like enjoy myself. But like, man, shit, man's were salty. It's like, bro, why you portraying someone that you're not? It's like if she just like portrayed herself as herself, I probably still would have liked her. But like now that she deceived me, I'm just like, bro, I don't even like you no more. It's like, and we were vibing hard through our messages and shit. And I'm like, bro, like this all got ruined. This how you doing me? All right, I'm out. And and like, yo, when it came to the end of the night, man's had to be slick too, cause like y'all want to be slick and deceive me online. All right. So when it came time to pay the bill, I ordered a lot of expensive shit. By the way, I got a lobster, I got a steak. Cause like, you know what? I eat my feelings, and I know that now, and it's not a good coping mechanism. But I ate my feelings that night, and then when they dropped off the bill, I was like, "Hey, you guys got this," and I just got up and walked out. Didn't even wait for a response. I just got up and walked the fuck out. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm good on this. Let me at least recuperate my losses with a nice meal." And and yeah, that was the first instance of petty justice. Just good old petty justice. And yeah, I got one more catfish story to share. And this one was a little more recent. Like a number of months ago. And her name was Pleather. I'm not even hiding that name well at all. Like that's how upset I was. Like, okay, listen. She apparently seen me play like some shows back in I don't know when, and she was amazed by my I guess talent, and wanted to introduce herself back then, but never had an opportunity to. And when she found me online, she's like, "Oh shit, let me just it's Tinder again." Let me just say that Tinder is bullshit. Um, and we struck up a conversation, and it was going really well. Like she was hilarious. She was hilarious online. Like I never say this about many people, but she was fucking hilarious. And I'm thinking like, yo, there's no way she's like this. Like she was like saying like some fucking stand up comedian level, like fucking Bill Burr level shit, and it had me in tears. I was cackling. I couldn't even respond properly to some of the shit she was saying. It was that good. I was like, yo, all I could do was laugh. All I could do. You're making me laugh like this? Wow. And it came time to where like I invited her to like hang out, and like I grabbed a pizza. We hung out at the beach, and yeah, something, I don't know what happened, but basically it was the longest amount of small talk I have ever experienced in my life. And I've been to one of those, Like them job fairs back in the day where you're doing like multiple interviews in one day. Like it was worse than that. And that one you go like, oh, so what do you want to do, motherfucker? I'm broke. Give me money. And like it got to the point where I literally said like, hey, I'm gonna go home now. I got something better to do right now. And like it was so rough. It was like 2,000 questions with no follow up or conversation to follow it. It was like, do you like do you like shoes? It's like, yeah, I like shoes. Okay. Um uh what kind of shoes? Red shoes mostly. That's it. Oh, red shoes. Anything particular about red shoes? Nope, nothing. Just like red. Red and red shoes. How about you? Do you like blue shoes by chance? It's like, oh yes, I love blue shoes. Blue clues. You like blues clues? Not really, not really. Kind of grew out of that. Yeah, and that's a nice hat. Yes. Is that a toque that you're wearing? Yes, this is a toque. I wear this. It was 2 hours of that, and literally the only break was when I was fucking chewing. I'm like, bro, this is terrible. Now I probably equated this to like we're both nervous. This was like my first like in person date in a while, and like the pandemic was still going. It's still going strong, but like, yeah, so like, it was kind of weird just like meeting someone, and so I figured, you know what? Let me give you another chance here. Let me see how it goes with a second date, maybe, and proceed from there, and maybe something better happens. Nothing better happened. It was actually worse. It was significantly worse than the first one. Because not only was there that same awkward small talk, and I was aware of this, and I tried so hard. I tried so hard to at least get like something out of the conversation, like, and like at least spark something so it didn't feel so dead. And like it turned to her just like offer me like um she's a weed smoker. I'm not. I don't mind, people that, like smoking weed. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But it's not for me. I never tried it and I never will try it. And she offered, she's like, "Hey, do you want to, smoke some weed?" I'm like, "Oh, no, no, I don't do that. And, I'm cool. You can, do that." And I'm like, 2 minutes later, it's like, "You sure you don't want to try some weed?" I'm like, "No, I never tried it before. I don't want to." It's like, and she's like, "What? You never tried weed before? Yo, take a hit. You'll like it." I'm like, "No, I'm good. I'm good. It's not for me. It's just one of those things. The way my legs work, and do a backflip. Something like that. I don't know. It's not for me. So I'm all right with it." She's like, "Yo, you have to try it here," and she's like pushing it in my fucking face. And I'm like, "No, no, it's all right." I'm being so calm. But I'm getting more and more upset as she keeps asking and telling me to try it. And I'm like, "Yo, I'm good." And my tone starts changing. And she's like, "Please, just like you don't even know you don't like it if you don't try it." And it's like, "Hey, yo, I'm good. Stop. Stop. Hey, yo, stop." She's like, "Come on, just like, stop. Stranger danger. What's in that? What are you trying to get me to do? Like, bruh, like, why are you so eager about me smoking? Relax. Relax." I kept pushing it. And it got to the point where I was like, "Yo, I'm good, yo. I'm just leave. I'm just do me right now. I'm just go on a journey by myself and think about my life and how it led to this moment. You smoke that weed and think about how pushy you're being. You're being very 1980s in a weird way. What the fuck did you put in that joint? Why are you this adamant about me trying to smoke with you right now? I said no like how many times? Relax. Just relax. Like, first off, how are you gonna be unrelaxed like this and you trying to smoke weed? Like, you're smoking weed and like you're so unrelaxed. I don't get this. Isn't it supposed to calm you down or some shit? Like, fuck. So yeah, me and Pleather we differed on our viewpoints on that. And she definitely catfished her personality. That's number one. Number one, she catfished that. Cause how does it go from her saying all these funny jokes, riveting conversation, and like just vibing upon vibes to meeting in person and be dead as a fucking log? Just dead as a log. And like honestly, I get the impression that she wasn't even the one talking to me online. Like I feel like she handed her phone to somebody that was funny, and then we had a conversation, and then she's like, okay, I got the date, let me go on this date and hope that he doesn't notice that I'm nowhere near as funny or interesting as I was online, and hopefully I can get by on my looks alone, and maybe try to trick him more by giving him this weed so he becomes more relaxed and doesn't notice even more problems that I have that I'm hiding. Like, bruh. Yeah, that wasn't the move. That was not the move. And I hope for anyone that's listening that has intentions of being a catfish or misrepresenting themselves, just be yourself, please. There's so many people out there trying to fit into a box that we're not meant to be in. Be yourself and let people like you for who you are. Because trying to maintain a charade of being something that you're not is gonna eat away at you for years, and you're not gonna ever feel like anything's real. So just be yourself, put yourself out there, and see what happens. Sometimes, something magical can happen and you meet the right one. But you can't if you're, portraying something that you're not. So just be real, motherfuckers. Be real. Because, like, them catfishes are real villains. They're real villains. And we don't need no more villains, yo. Just be yourself. Embrace yourself. Love yourself. And take care. All right, y'all. Peace.